Good morning, squad. You ready for a mystery? Because we have to solve a murder, maybe. It's day 340 of 365. We're playing Layton's Mystery Journey. And you're all here. ICG, Dwarf, Kavina, MTBCDM, the AIM map, Dark Morphord, Trayon. Right, I gotta tap the screen. Right, I gotta take the stylus out. Right, I forgot what system this was on. Nah, we've seen that video already. Downloadable content, bonuses. Nah, we're here for story. I'm waiting to discover the two victims were actually made out of wafers. That would be really hilarious. It's gonna be something ridiculous. Now, does this game do the... Yeah, it does. I like it when video games do this, particularly in story ones. So, tonight, the final night of one of London's greatest traditional events, the Riverside Festival. Inspector Hastings calls the agency to let Katrielle know of an incident that has occurred. Probably. The team rushed to meet him, only to find that, in fact... we were supposed to follow him. There were two people at the river who maybe died. No one knows. This is Guildhall, isn't it? Let's make the top screen bigger. Well, it's bustling, isn't it? Especially considering the late hour. It's the Riverside Festival, that's why. It's keeping everyone busy. So, who asked you to handle the case then? The Mayor of London, Miss Pipper Lowanida. Lowanida? Sure. Oh yes, I've seen her picture in the papers. Very sharp young looking woman. They say she's been shaking things up since she took the office. Oh, a force to be reckoned with. That she might be, but that doesn't help us find her. Where in this rabbit warren do you suppose she's hiding? Why don't you ask that woman over there? Oh hey, Jaggy Lady's back. Now to look at everything except the things they told us to. Alright, let's talk to Jaggy Lady. Jaggy Lady has puzzles. Hello, how you doing? London's such a great city. I found so many puzzles, and I do love puzzles. This is a universe where everybody loves them. In fact, here's one now. It'll be similar to that last one I did, which I can't remember what it was, but it'll be there. Or not. This is a crossroads with an old signpost. Both routes are the same distance to the destination, but one of them is always busy, so it takes longer. All the drivers on this route want to reach their destination quickly, so they all choose the quiet route. You also want to reach your destination quickly, so which route should you take? Okay. Old signpost. Same distance. Everyone chose the quiet route, so we should take the busy road. Is what I'm getting out of that. Well, multiple choice, let's find out.
This should do it, I think. Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
Cool. Does anyone remember what Layton's catchphrase was? Was something like, a gentleman always solves puzzles, or... We did it. It's impossible to know from the sign what the current state of the road is. If everybody opts for the quiet road, then blah. Great exercise, huh? Not really. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure I could keep up with all the 1-2s. I think I'll have to pass. No running for me. Hello. Right, every puzzle has a solution. I really liked that catchphrase. Excuse me, would you point us in the direction of the mayor's office? Oh, the mayor, yes. Probably in her chamber. I would think so, probably. Yep, that's it. Really make us believe you know what you're talking about. I'm the sarcastic dog. Oh, well, I'm the secretary. Hesitate. Hesitate? Oh, never mind. It's hesitate. I'm pleased to meet you. Did you need to see the mayor about something? She's extremely busy today. I'm not sure that she'll have time to fit in any unscheduled appointments. Right, a true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved. Man, I need to replay the other games. Didn't realize the mayor had so much to do. Oh well. Low on it, very dedicated. Hey, Seraphim. As I'm sure you all know, she's taken upon herself to totally revolutionize the way the city is governed. At present, she's pushing forward her plans for environmental projects as well as welfare reforms. Oh, well, she certainly sounds busy. Ah, yes, of course. It's the festival, too. Is the mayor personally involved in running of the festival, then? Low on idea. Maybe. Maybe. Most, definitely. Goes to extreme lengths, ensures festival success. Every year she plans a great deal of the events herself, and she's always present on site to oversee the setting up and arrangements. And this year's festival is on a larger scale than last year, so it's been all hands on deck. Oh, I'm very sorry for disturbing you at such an obviously busy time. Upside... It's just inside and up the stairs. Okay. Mayor sounds busy. I mean, she is a mayor. Let's go talk to her. But first, let's snoop around her office. Something over here. Alright, we've discovered a mysterious mask and it's ours now. Collectibles. Chairs, they're very chic. I don't know how I'd feel about a detective runching around looking for spare change. Seems very what's his name? What's that character's name? Sir Derby Chicken Caesar? I'm sorry to bother you, you're so busy. Ah, yes. I'm glad you finally got here. And your colleagues, who are they? Ah, I did see the Professor Layton film. It was not bad. I don't think I enjoy Professor Layton as a thing I watch, as opposed to playing a game, but they did some neat things. Ah, yes, these three. Well, these two and the dog are from the Layton Detective Agency. Oh, you say. That's right. They're gonna help me. Don't worry. Miss Layton proved a hand was a cookie wafer earlier, just like yesterday. It's great. Sir Digby. Right, it's Sir Digby, isn't it? Yeah, I really like Sir Digby Chicken Caesar as a character. Pleasure to meet you. Cool, call me Cat or Katrielle, whichever. I'm amenable. I'm her loyal assistant. You can ignore him. Oh, hello. And your dog also part of this team? Sure, why not? Dogs are helpful. He's super helpful. Well, it's good to hear. The success or failure of this festival really hinges on the resolution of this case. Hope you won't take offense, but I'd like to see your skills, so as is tradition, I have this puzzle. Solve it. We change it out week by week. Three candidates. ABC, standing for mayor in an election. 1,000 votes. Pre-election poll, 200 voters were undecided, 400 voters supported A, 300 supported B, and 100 supported C. Assuming no voters changed their allegiance, how many candidates out of the three still have a chance of winning? Alright, so we said A had 400, B had 300, C had 100, that's 800, 200 people weren't voting. You just need a third of the vote for that. So it's like 300 and something. So nobody changes their allegiance, including the ones who are undecided. Then just one. That's gonna be the answer, isn't it? Because it's
do it,
dumb.
I think.
What?
What's the matter with me today?
I mean, at that point, it's just two. But they'd all have to vote for the one.
This should do it, I think. What's the matter with me today?
What? But, it's gonna be some real dumb reasoning for this, isn't it?
This should do it, I think. Puzzles are made for solving.
Everyone who answered in the pre-election poll is obliged to vote. As we don't know how many people will end up voting, that means all three candidates are still in with a chance. Like, I knew this was going to be a smart-ass puzzle, but I figured it'd be smart-ass in a different way. Well, I answered your puzzle 3 times. Have I proven myself? Oh yes, very impressive. Abundantly clear. feel confident that I entrust the Riverside Festival case to you now. Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad we're allowed to answer multiple times, and you don't care. Number of troubling points about the case. Most notably, the stark resemblance to the legend of the Thames. Oh, I'm not really familiar with that. Would you fill me in? Oh, wait, no, I remember something about that, but I just happened to forget the details. Oh, well then I'll explain it. The tale goes like this. Long ago, a young man and woman, each from a distinguished London household, fell in love with one another. However, Juliet and Romeo thing, so not so good love was forbidden. They had to arrange meetings every night, so they went to the opposite of the riverbank, so people wouldn't see them together. Woman's father learnt of this, arranged one stormy night for her lover to be pushed into the river. I'm glad the arrangement is that he totally arranged a stormy night. He arranged a stormy night to happen, and then pushed him in the river. What a stinker. The current was too strong, and he was swept away to his death. Witnessing her lover's tragic end, the woman was heartbroken and threw herself into the river, ending her own life. I see. It's said that the couple's bodies were found days later, locked in an embrace. From then on, the ghosts of the couple were believed to draw young lovers to the river on clear starlight nights as they lamented their tragic fate. So to appease the uneasy souls of the departed lovers, a festival was established. That's the origin of the festival, then. Yep, it's a sad story, but the couple was reunited in love, so... Ew. Thing. Which is what led to the belief that gazing at your loved one across the Thames will bless your relationship with good luck. Ah yes, that's the idea. That's happening tonight, of course. What an extraordinary similarity between the legend and the case we're currently investigating. Yes, it's either an incredible coincidence or someone contrived to mimic the legend on purpose. Terrible shame that such a dreadful climb would sully the festival. So many Londoners have been looking forward to it. We must get to the bottom of it at once so that these people's minds can be put at rest. So, I was told you wanted me to do it? I don't understand why you wouldn't want the whole force working on it. Well, the problem is, a great many members of the public are present at the scene because of the festival. We send out everyone. Well, you know, destroys the atmosphere. After all, we're not sure if it's murder, accident, suicide. We don't really know anything about what's going on. I would like to avoid alarming the public, especially since we don't know anything. I see. Well, everyone tells me what a talented police officer you are. They do? Yes, I hear you're dedicated and passionate about your work, one of the most admired detectives at Scotland Yard. Which is why I know I can rely on you to carry out this investigation swiftly and discreetly. Oh, well, I don't know what to say. After all, I can hardly turn that down. Cool. I'm glad you'll do it. I mean, it's your job, so you're gonna do it anyway. Also, I'm busy, so you're on your own. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll let you go. Festival's very close to my heart, so I do hope you'll get results soon. You just leave it to me. Well, most admired detectives at Scotland Yard. Certainly dedicated and passionate about his job, but that's something of an overstatement, isn't it? Just a bit. Shh, he'll hear you.
Oh, it's you.
Hello.
You're that so-called detective who thinks you solve cases with gut feelings and instinct, aren't you?
Well, no, and multiple guessing of puzzles.
Do I know you?
I'm Emiliana Perfetti, forensic analyst and profiling expert. Unlike some people, I base my deductions on hard evidence, facts and figures.
Well, that all sounds very impressive.
Please go away.
Yeah, impressively stuck up.
Anyway, I'm investigating this case.
Good for you.
To be perfectly honest, your involvement is a headache I could do without. You should just leave it to the professionals.
Well, as long as the case is solved in the end, does it matter if it's facts or fortuity that get you there? There's no doubt in my mind that I'll solve this mystery.
This mystery of whether or not someone has been murdered.
Oh?
So, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. If you call rolling dice and drawing tarot cards work.
Woo, shade.
Katrielle Layton. Just because you're Professor Layton's daughter. Va bene? We'll see how far your methods get you.
Can I draw tarot cards? Kinda like to. Who's that woman, Inspector Hastings? Oh, she's a profiler. She's pretty well respected down at the yard. We all call her Perfect Perfetti. A profiler, someone who analyzes criminals and stuff. Sure. She's got a real knack for it. Blah blah blah. Sounds like she's talented. If you don't pull her claws out, she's going to steal our thunder and solve this case before we do. Oh, come on, it shouldn't matter who solves it. Well, we're building on our reputation. We could really do with solving a high-profile case like this. Well, I'm gonna head back to the yard and see how the investigation's doing. I think we'll head to the river. Alright, well, that sounds good too. Yep, we'll be doing the thing. Get on this bike. Go to this place. It's weird to me that they have, like, some of these scenes voice acted and then a whole bunch of them not. Hey, Chundy Squatch. So this is where the festivities take place. Oh look, ice cream. Later. Yes, fine. It's just joking. The investigation comes first. I know. Ooh, freshly baked muffins. Joking, were you? Really? You wouldn't know anything had happened, would you? Everyone seems to be having a good time. Well, I mean, Douglas Dirt said the public was well aware of the incidents. Maybe we can talk to some people. Is that supposed to be a perspective thing? Because these people are awfully tiny and he's huge. They don't seem like they're that... You know what? Not questioning it. No better than to question a video game. Ooh. I've discovered the stage show soundtrack. Ooh, light post puzzle. Oh, how funny. We saw a puzzle there. I'll bet it'll sparkle more brightly when we solve it. Is it some kind of multiple choice shenanigans? Use the 3 enclosures to make a bed for the chicks. Slide the enclosures so that all of the chicks are contained. Okay. Probably bottom screen. Oh. Am I not allowed to overlap these? Okay.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
You did it. Ooh, hey, decor ticket. There, I was right. Alright, we'll talk to the very tiny people first. Oh wow, this is the Riverside Festival. I can't believe it. It's the best. I know, isn't it? Just the best. I suppose it's the most famous festival. I heard it was real boring though. But look at all these people. Coming here was just the best idea, Benji. Oh, I really wanted us to take part in the show of devotion tonight, but apparently you have to apply in advance. Oh no, really? But I want everyone to see how in love we were. Okay. Talk to you instead. Have you heard the rumors about what happened this morning? What city is this supposed to be? Well, Big Ben's in it, so I'm assuming London. They say some fiend was shoved into the river, and then alas, chucked herself on the other side. 'Tis just like the legend of the Thames. So it is. I used to sing sea shanties about it when I was a lad. Now I'm here. I've just found out about something called the Riverside Show of Devotion going on. It's sad about the missing couple and everything, but I still want to enjoy the show. Feels rather like the tragic incidents of it actually attracted more people down here. It was always something of a low-key affair before. I think perhaps not many people were even really aware of it. So it seems that since people got wind of the incidents, they've decided to come down and see what the festival's all about. What's poor taste, that is. It's kind of human. It's only when things make headlines for whatever reason that people realize what they're missing. Much like how all these people are in the presence of a great detective at this very moment, but they have no idea. I'm sure your name will be in the paper soon, Miss Layton, don't worry. Oh, hopefully. Anyway, we still haven't found out any more about the incidents, have we? Nope. There are so many more people here for the festival, but no one seems to actually have seen what happened. Well, let's not forget that it took place on both banks of the river. We should go investigate the other side. Oh, this is where the missing woman threw herself into the river then. Dead quiet on this bank compared to the other side. And there's still plenty of passerbyers. Certainly won't find out unless we start asking people questions. Okay. Coin. talk to the cat first. I think the whole franchise has mostly been... Well, no. Usually Professor Layton goes to, like, little different towns and stuff, but they're made-up towns. And I don't think they're always in England, that I recall. This one I have a feeling is probably just going to be all in London. That's it. Pierce my eardrums, why don't you? Oh, is that a puzzle he's puzzling? Puzzling? Oh, I wonder what sort of puzzle a cat would be playing with. Oh, I bet it's a yarn of a tale. School sister? Oh no. Two sisters attend the same school. Each morning the younger sister sets off first, and the older sister leaves the house when the younger sister has traveled 100 meters. How she knows that, we don't know. The younger sister walks at 1 meter per second. The older sister walks at 2 meters per second. As a number of seconds it would take for the older sister to catch up. Travel the same route, neither of them turn their... Leave that info up. Okay. 100 meters before the other one starts. One meter per second. It's 1 ms. This is 2 meters per second. So by the time she hits the 100, it's 50. Right, we learned this stuff in school. How did this work out again? You walk twice as fast. So it'll take you 50 seconds to hit there, but then she'll be 50 meters up. Another 25. There's like an actual equation for how this shit works, and I can't remember it. Morning math. Younger sister is 100 when she starts. So there's already 100 to hit. Problems with decimal places. The minimum number of seconds it would take the older sister to catch up. Because they are talking about the fact that she's going to keep walking. Right? This isn't gonna be one of those things where she stops at 100 meters waiting for her sister or something dumb like that, right? Yeah, I'm gonna get it wrong if I do it that way. So yeah. 2 times the thing. So, God, algebra. Why algebra? Why algebra so early in the morning? See, I could divide that by 2. Right? Ugh. No. No, my brain does not want to do this. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. My brain does not want to do algebra. Don't care, cat. Figure out your own puzzles. Talk to this man instead. This is why I don't like playing puzzle games. Not outright, but streaming them. Huh. Maybe we'll stick to some story puzzles for a bit. Fellow night fisherman, are you? What have I caught? Let's see. Fish. I caught a lot of fish. Forgot to put the top screen back. Oh dear me, I'm not sure we're gonna have much luck with this chap. Investigating the incident that occurred earlier. Do you know anything about it? Incident? What incident? Oh, that incident. Oh, you know about it. The woman who fell into the river. Oh, I saw it. Oh, good, an eyewitness. Yep, the problem is I don't want chat to bail me out. I'd much rather do a bunch of the story puzzles, get through us through the story, because I think the story's the more interesting part, and then solve additional puzzles later, off stream. Tell you what I saw? Who? What? Me? Yeah, you said you saw what took place with your own eyes? Oh, yes, yes. I saw them, alright. It's unusual to see plays here, so they might have been soul. You talking about fish? No, we want to know about the woman who fell in the river. Oh, a woman, you say? In the river? Do you know, I think I might have even seen something like that. Or did I? Make up your mind, old man. Holy mackerel, your dog made me jump with that odd-sounding bark. Actually, it made me remember something. Really? It was this morning, early, the sun wasn't quite up yet. I was here fishing. That's all I do. My name is Mr. Fisher. Anyway, nothing was biting, and I was gazing at the opposite bank, kinda just watching as there was a fellow over there, and then another figure appeared from behind him and shoved him in. Wait, what happened to the man who fell in? I didn't see him thrashing about or anything. He just vanished. I don't know if he went under straight away or if he washed downstream. Whoever did it just ran off. Just like that, without a second glance. A murder, then. No doubt about it. There's more to this case, though. Carry on. What else can you tell us? Before I had time to be surprised, a woman on this side of the river threw herself in as well. Are you certain about that? She definitely threw herself in? Dead certain. Got a memory like a... I've got a great memory. Says who? She was a young woman. She was standing not far from me, just looking into the water with a sad look in her eyes. Never expected her to jump in. It was the same with her. She just disappeared straight away. Once she hit the water, I never saw her again. Someone must have called the old Bill because they were not long after. I don't think they found her, though. So the woman really did throw herself in. It was suicide, then. Did you get a look at whoever it was that pushed the man in on the other bank? Oh, yes. Couldn't really tell you what they looked like, though. The river's wide, fair distance. Couldn't really distinguish anything. Couldn't see the culprit's face, then. Nope. Couldn't even guess their height, let alone describe their face. Well, okay, thanks for your help. You'll help. Why, have you spotted some? Oh, I'll go grab the bait. No, anyway. Goodbye now. Oh, the opposite bank is too far away for a fisherman friend to have made the face out. I have an idea. We should just sprint over to the other side of the river now. Just sprint over. This is the best part of a mile. Oh, I don't mind. You don't? Of course not. I'd be delighted to do it. Cool, maybe you can fall into the river on your way. Have you forgotten the legend? Yes, please fall into the river on your way. As quickly as you can. That's a bad case of puppy love. That's not what I would call it. Oh, that was a long way. Let's see. There she is. I shout now. The other bank certainly is a long way off. Can't make out Ernest's face from here. Old fisherman was right, it seems. Are you gonna wave back? Looks like the witness statements are gonna help us. We'll have to find other avenues. You're not hearing him at all. Oh, throw him a bone. No!
2 people killed in exactly the same way as the legend. Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidence.
Alright. I was waving and waving. Did you see? No. You didn't? Well, I was deep in thought. Oh, I see. Hey, there's no time to catch your breath. We have to find out more about the victims. Both the man who was pushed and the woman who threw herself in were residents of Chancery Lane, according to what Inspector Hastings told us. So let's head back and see if we can find out anything out. He found his sleeve. I think they're gonna end up not being dead at all. I don't think this game has a year. It doesn't say anything specific about what year. It came out in 2017, but I don't know that this is 2017 London. Well, it's a rather funny coincidence that both the man and the woman live here on Chancery Lane. You could say they were our neighbors, but I don't recall ever seeing them before. It's not like we've been on Chancery Lane for long. I'm sure we wouldn't recognize the majority of our neighbors. Anyway, let's just talk to people. You. Whoa, what is going on? Your eyes are very close together. Answer us some questions. What about? Have you heard about the couple who lived here in Chancellor Lane that went missing this morning after falling into the Thames? Vic and Tim, you mean? Oh, yes, so awful. Do you know them personally? Oh, yeah, they're very well known around here. Both performers, you see. They love the limelight, those two. Like this. This strange story puzzle. There's a silhouette of someone standing at a pitch-black stage. They're waiting for the lights to come on so they can dazzle the audience. Can you light up the whole stage using only 4 spotlights? The lights change direction if they hit a mirror, touch a light to switch it on or off. Alright. I mean, I'm not usually in charge of sets, but... it's not that one. Oh, I have to light up all the squares? Is that what the deal is? Well, that one's pretty good.
I have a feeling that perhaps... That's a relief. I wasn't entirely sure.
I have a feeling that, perhaps the stagehands really need to figure out how to set up their lights. Alright, you're very good, aren't you? Sure. I turned a bunch of lights on and off. Anyway, tell me about the couple. Vic and Tim, both starred performers in musical theater. They're both actors, you mean? Yes, very talented singers and dancers. They have that inimitable stage presence only natural performers possess. A giant rat swarm. What rat swarm? It's a terrible blow for the West End. It's a suggestion that Tim was pushed. He thinks it's possible someone bore him a grudge. Tim? Can't imagine so. I saw Vic just yesterday. She didn't seem any different to normal. Just can't believe she would have thrown herself into the river. Oh, you saw her yesterday? That's right. At the... oh my goodness, they are wafers. My 540 picos. I don't know. Can't bear to think of Vic's face lighting up at the prospect of one of Alex's cakes. Had to believe they're both alright. They'll be found soon, surely. They'll just pop up again somewhere, won't they? Let's hope so. Someone who was so excited about a cake only a day earlier really thrown themselves into a river the following day? Yeah. Could have been final farewell to treat herself. Oh, of course it couldn't. No matter how depressed you were, a delicious cake would always put you in a brighter frame of mind. Oh, Katrielle. You've lived a sheltered life. Not everyone thinks like you do. Well, we've at least ascertained that Vic paid a visit to the Lipskys yesterday. Perhaps Alex might know something useful. Oh, sure. Let's go there. If he still has some of that cake, we should sample it. How did I know you were going to say that? Alright, and now... clues. Hey, Rocket Jen! Hi. Hello again. I have a small problem I was hoping you'd help me with. See, recently we have started to offer diners a special ideal meal service at the restaurant. They tell us what they like, and we create the perfect assortment of dishes for them. But it isn't going so well. Dare we inquire as to why? Well, our chef is a world-class cook, but he isn't so good at understanding what the customers want. Hey, Rocket John, thanks for gifting that sub to Off the Deep End. You devised the perfect menu for any of our diners. After all, you're a detective, and that's what they do. Sure, that's what detectives do. You'll now find the ideal meal minigame in Katrielle's bag. Alright. See if you can put together the perfect combination of dishes to match each diner's peculiarities. Well, we were gonna solve a possible murder, but you know, now we're just gonna play a restaurant game. In this game, you must come up with the ideal meal to satisfy all the exacting requirements of particular diners. Oh, this is like that tea game they did in one of the earlier ones. Probably. Hey, thirsty kitty. You must magic up the perfect melange of dishes to serve. Each course, select the dish you think would best suit the diner in question. Touch OK to add it to the menu. You want to interview friends and colleagues of diners to gain useful insights into their preferences. Once you've picked something for all of the 4 courses, select Serve to see how ideal your meal really is. 3 possible outcomes. Abject failure, something edible, or an ideal meal. Well, at least those seem pretty obvious. If you're unsuccessful, take note of what your diner says. It could be a useful hint for when you're rethinking the menu. When you solve certain puzzles in the game, you'll acquire new recipes to include in your menus. Okay. Neat. A beautiful dinner to stimulate creative juices. Beautiful food. Everything prepared to the last detail. Dishes must inspire my baking mind. I don't know that I have food items. Let's find out. Oh, I do. That one. Asparagus soup, crab soup, pumpkin yogurt soup. I'm just gonna pick a bunch of things and see how well I do. White fish coconut curry. Oh, here, this one says skillful knife work on it, so that's probably a better one to go with. Yep, that one. Sure. Here. Did you like it? Ooh. There are some dishes I like very much, but most important for me is presentation. Alright. Of course. Well, we'll come back to that another time. The problem being, as well, that you have to collect food, so... Nope. Let's put it down to save while we're here. Hint coins are used to gain hints in puzzles. They can be really nice to have for like the harder puzzles. Let's smell. And look, those biscuits are fresh out of the oven. Favorite way to add buttonholes to difficult fabrics? Well, if they're really difficult, I've done hand sewn. You can also lay down like tissue paper or something in between the fabric to help keep it sturdy. Fabric keeps unraveling. Oh, that seems real weird. I did see Kate's cake. It's very cool. I adore it when she becomes so excitable. Ugh, creep. Oh good, we can ask them both for info. Did you make wafers out of people? No wait, I'm sorry. Wrong way I asked that question. Did you make people out of wafers? Difference. You come to buy some cakes? Yes. No. I mean, no, but yes, definitely after we talk. I was investigating some things. Oh, is this about Vic and Tim? Oh, so you do know them. No, yes, they live near here. I know their faces, and they come often to buy my cakes. Can't believe they're both missing. Vic's family are very shocked by this news. Oh, you know the family as well. No, yes. In fact, I just took an order from them. Really? They're ordering cakes when their daughter is missing? I thought it was strange, but they made orders, so I delivered. How did they seem when you made the delivery? Didn't say nothing, just took the stuff and closed the door and... Oh. Sounds like they wanted people to think they really gone missing. Good evening, Hans. Sorry about the Big Ben incident. Oh, well this is something else actually. There was a couple who went missing. Oh yeah, Vic and Tim, I heard they washed away in the river. Are they friends of yours? No, yes. I made some props for their theater productions sometimes. Oh, very cool. Do you know something that might help us with our investigation? Like, if they had a problem, or were worried about something? Nope, never said anything like that. I did not even know they were together as a couple. They were? Well, if they were planning to take part of Show of Devotion tonight, then yes. Show is only for couples, but I did not know that they were going out. Really? They never told this to me or anyone else in the theater group. Maybe it was a big secret. Well, if it was a secret, taking part in the Show of Devotion would have somewhat blown their cover. That is why I am surprised. Lipsky Brothers gave us some rather juicy information, didn't they? It's not half as juicy as those macaroons. Fine, alright, let's go get information. But we could maybe come back, you know, for cake later. What is it, Cat? Have you cracked it? That boutique store is open now! Oh, not this again. As it was closed the other day, wasn't it? That old lady said something about the owner only opening up when she feels like it? Let's go in! Shopping is just what we need. Don't be ridiculous. We might find out valuable information. Right! Shopping! Shopping time, shopping time. this range. Complete outfits, hats, accessories. Oh man, I'd love to browse. Let's ask if anyone knows anything. Feel free to look around. Hey, could we ask you about the incident? I have no interest in the festival, and I don't care about that stuff. Oh, I see. Well, that's the end of that conversation. Well... Oh, dearie me, fancy bumping into you again. Oh, good evening. Doing some shopping? It's the last day of the Riverside Festival, isn't it? Perfect excuse to buy a new outfit to go painting the town in tonight. I'm especially excited because of all the hard work Pipper, that's the mayor, you know, has been putting in this year. Oh, are you friends? Oh, dearie me, yes, we go way back. She was often a high society dues with her father back when I was a young spring chicken. Oh, so she's from a wealthy background. I must say she's managed the family affairs wonderfully since her father passed away. Credit to her name. I confess, I was rather stunned when she announced she was running for mayor, and even more stunned when she won. It certainly gives the impression that the proper governing of London's affairs is very important to her. Oh, dear me, no. I don't think that's the reason she stood at all. I think it's fair to say the whole reason she wanted to become mayor was to make the festival more festive again. Really? What do you mean exactly? Oh, I know she seems like a quiet thing now, but it wasn't ever for so. No, back in her younger years, she loved a good knees up. I see. She doesn't give that impression now at all. Well, of course, her desire to promote the festival is much more than just a personal whim. She has a good heart, that girl. She wants the people of London to enjoy themselves, you see. Oh yes, I can see that her motives have merit. Well, there I go again. Supposed to be buying a dress, not gossiping. Well, toodaloo. Well, that was an unexpected revelation. Well, let's go back to Guildhall. Something I'd like to put to the mayor. Oh look, we have a whole torso now. Well, minus a shoulder. He doesn't need that shoulder. Oh, hello again. Oh, you were here earlier, I think. Yes, that's right. We want to speak to the mayor again? I just took some papers to the mayor's in her chamber a few minutes ago. She has a visitor at the moment? Oh dear, that's inconvenient. I really need to speak to the mayor. Well, the mayor often has visitors, I'm afraid. Like that young couple who are always here. Oh, a young couple, you say? Yes, they work in the theater. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. I have a feeling I recognize their faces from the stage. I just can't remember their names. Vic and Tim, perhaps. Oh, yes, that's it. That's them. They've been visiting the mayor, almost every day recently. And you know, it all seemed to be rather hush-hush what we were talking about. Oh, I'm sure I was just imagining things. Maybe I am. So the two missing persons were both friends of the mayor? Miss Layton, this could be a vital clue. I suspect there's more to this than meets the eye. Come on, we should go talk to the mayor. But I think the mayor is still busy. Well, this isn't urgent, so... whatever. Someone from Scotland Yard? A profiler? Oh, her. Yes, she had some questions for the mayor. Presumably that means she's also working on the case. Well, if we're talking about the same thing, they won't mind if we barge in. Sure. They won't mind at all. Excuse me, this is a private meeting. Oh, cool. Sorry we weren't expecting to find you here. Is everything alright? It's clear you don't like me. Oh, now whatever gave you that impression? There's no point trying to deny it. Your intonation betrays your true feelings. That little pause before you spoke, the way your lips curled up, the telltale shift of your eyes. I can read you like a book. Oh, how incredible. I had no idea it was being so obvious. You're not even going to attempt to deny it? Well, let's get to the matter at hand, shall we? I see you've been interviewing the mayor. Yes, I presume you've been here means you're also investigating? Oh, very shrewd. So, what have you found out so far? I don't see why I should tell you. That's right, because we don't actually want to solve this crime or anything. Let's see if you've solved this puzzle, and then I'll consider your words. Okay. We have 9 people. Some good guys, some bad guys. If the good guys have a bad guy next to them, they will point at them. Otherwise, they will fold their arms. Whereas the bad guys always point at someone, whether that person is good or bad. Touch a person to mark them as a bad guy. Touch again to remove the mark. Place markers on the 2 bad guys hiding in the group. If the good guys have a bad guy next to them, they will point at them. Otherwise, they will fold their arms. Whereas bad guys always point at someone, whether that person is good or bad. So, some of you tell the truth and others lie. Got it. Okay, well we know these ones are good guys. And that they're all next to... So they're all next to other good guys. So you definitely are one of them. Wait, what? Bad guys always point at someone, whether that person is good or bad. Oh shoot, but they can point diagonally too. I think it's the top 2. Because if we determine that these are all good guys, then this one pointing here has to be... No, wait, this one pointing here has to be false then. Right, so it'd be these 2. Seems about right. Let's find out that I'm wrong.
This should do it, I think.
Oh, no, good.
Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
Well, Wasn't a very difficult puzzle anyway. Perfect storm sweeps in again. Alright, as a special favor, I'll give you my analysis of the case. First of all, let's review the facts. This morning, a man was pushed from the bank of the Thames into the river. There was at least one witness, but he was on the opposite bank, and the criminal was too far away to be seen. Afterwards, a woman threw herself into the river from the same bank as the witness. Which all fits exactly with the legend, yes. Yes, the missing couple are known as Vic and Tim, residents of Chancer Lane. Both members of the theatrical group were planning to participate in tonight's Riverside Show of Devotion. No one appears to have realized that the pair was seeing each other, which is where the facts diverge from the legend. Meanwhile, we have the information that the couple were meeting regularly with a certain third party. You know who that is, I presume. The person who wanted this investigation, the mayor. From these facts, there's only one conclusion that can be drawn, and that is, the person who pushed Tim into the river was Mayor Loanida herself. Never! An interesting deduction. I admit there are some facts missing at the moment, but all the evidence points to Mayor. There is just one vital factor missing that would incriminate her beyond doubt. A motive, you mean? Yes, I see you and I are on the same page. Naturally, I've explored the possibility of the criminal being someone else. Usually I get a clear profile of the culprit from the case background and evidence surrounding the victims. But this time the profile isn't coming together. Why did the culprit push the man into the river? And how is that related to the woman throwing herself in? Well, they both work for a theater, so I'd say this was probably staged in order to help get people curious to come to the event. You need people to know. They probably weren't going out. Never point ties in the current profile I have built up. Neither point ties in. This is the first time I've encountered a case like this. The profile, yes. Sounds like you're struggling a bit. Me? Ha! The more challenging the case, the more I shine. Did she say shine or whine? I know which one I heard. The fact that the profile doesn't fit with some key facts about this case is an important piece of information in itself. All I need to do is work that back into my analysis, build up a new profile. So I must get back to the yard. Profile doesn't fit the facts, Have you had a thought, Miss Layton? Oh, no, it's nothing. We should talk to the mayor again. Oh, we're very close. I mean, I have my deduction of what I think it will be, but that doesn't seem quite silly enough for this style of game. Excuse me, Mayor. Oh, hey, what's up? We're nearly there. I've just got a couple questions. Sure. Alright, I'll get straight to the point. It seems you've really gone to some extreme lengths for the sake of this year's Riverside Festival. Yes, well, it is a London tradition. I'm all for progress and forward thinking, but traditions are very important. I heard that you undertook a lot of the planning yourself, and that you wanted to reinvigorate the festival in a way. I'm afraid I'm not very good at delegating. I always want to do things myself whenever possible. I also understand that you've been having lengthy discussions with some of the participants in the show. Yes, it's the climax of the whole festival, so it requires special attention. It's really vital that the festival is a success this year. That's why I've had to plan everything so meticulously. I see. Well, I think we have a good idea of your particularly strong zeal for the event now. Thank you. That's it? Don't worry, it's all I need. Oh, that's strange. What up? There's something different about this office. Something has changed since we were here before. Has it? Now you come to mention it, I'm picking up something too. Have a good look around. Everything we need to figure out what's different. I mean, it's that. This teddy bear wasn't here before, was it? Isn't it cute? I suppose you wouldn't expect to find a cuddly bear in the office of the go-getter City of London mayor, would you? The truth is, threadbare as he may be, this old friend helps me relax when things are getting a little hectic. It does seem a little out of place here. You seem so self-assured and confident. Do I? Well, I had quite a few soft toys I was fond of when I was a little girl. I had one too. Puzzle time! Looks like the white cuddly rabbit needs a bit of color, but there have been a few specific requests. Use 3 colors: pink, yellow, blue. Pink should appear in 7 places, yellow in 4. Same color shouldn't appear next to itself. The body and both shoes should be the same color. Touch an area to cycle through the colors. Alright. Okay. I need pink, yellow, blue. Pink needs to be in 7 places. Those need to be the same color. And nothing can be... Oh. So the whole... Oh no, the whole tie does not. It doesn't say where blue needs to go, right? No, blue's just the filler. Oh, this is gonna be an ugly bunny. Yellow needs to be in 4 places. Okay. The boots and the body have to be the same color, so we make them... That's not quite right, is it? Yeah, the question really is if the bow is touching the arms or not. Yellow needs to be 4, pink's gotta be 7. I feel like the arms are probably touching the bow. So this should match all the requirements. 7 pink, 4 yellow.
I've seen how to solve this now. Puzzles are made for solving.
Had a feeling that wouldn't stump you. My father brought this bear for me. It was at the Riverside Festival from one of the street stalls, actually. Oh, so special meaning and all that. Yep, especially as my father's no longer with us. He was a very busy man, he used to work extremely hard, but even so, he always made time to take me to the Riverside Festival. Love the festival, the times I spent at it. Ah, no greater treasure than memories of your loved ones. Absolutely, and I'm sure lots of Londoners feel the same way about the festival. People in the city have been making wonderful family memories at it for years now. Which is why it's such a terrible shame that its attendance has been falling in recent years. The idea of abolishing it altogether is just abhorrent. I have to preserve my precious memories. The festival must be a success. Are you alright? Oh, I do apologize. I don't usually let myself get quite so animated. Yeah, so, Mayor's definitely the one who did it, but... Please don't apologize. It's nice for us lesser mortals to see what even someone as cool and collected as you loses a little control occasionally. Being mayor means you need to keep emotions buried, you see. Really, I would have thought it better to be true to yourself in a role like that. I've had a good idea. I'd like to show you something rather special. Oh? There's a balcony just outside here. Join me for a moment? You're gonna push me off of it? What do you think? Ooh, city lights are pretty. It's like all the stars have fallen from the night sky and landed on London. Which sounds really pretty, but also really horrifying when you think about what that would really look like. Well, that's a view. And you can see the festival grounds from here too. So you can. The festival lights look lovely as well. They do, don't they? Just a shame that year by year there have been less lights and less people enjoying the event. But see how bustling it is this year? All those people who'd forgotten about the festival over time have come back again. And I feel confident now that next year there will be more people, and even more after that. Parents bringing their children, in future those children bringing their own children. That's all I wanted.
This year's Riverside Festival is going to be very special indeed.
You gonna find a couple and they end up as ghosts? Well, sorry for making you take up your time and all that. Oh, that's quite alright. I enjoy discussing this. Well, we're gonna go home in on the truth now. Well, that's wonderful. Keep me posted. Cracked it. This case is clear as crystal to me. It is? I've sworn we were getting further and further from the truth. Oh, Miss Layton has a knack for seeming like she's going off on a tangent when she's solving the case in her own way. I think. Probably. Well, let's call Inspector Hastings and ask him to meet us. The time has come for me to reveal the truth. At once. Have you really figured it all out? Tell all, Miss Layton, please. There isn't long until I have to give the closing speech at the festival. Oh, don't worry. This won't take long. As you all know, the incidents took place this morning, followed the old legend of the Thames almost to the letter. Too much of a coincidence. Clearly someone made a deliberate effort to copy the legend. Quite right. Somebody did exactly that. I really want these people to be made out of cake.
Who's the culprit, Kat?
I think first, Inspector, there's something more important than identifying the culprit.
Wrong.
And that is how crazy you are about festivals, Mayor Lowenida.
Who did it's far more important in a whodunit.
How did you know?
She's right, doggone it!
What? What's wrong with that animation?
Are you going to explain yourself, Kat, or what?
No, that was great. That was great. You are crazy about festivals. How did you know?
loving the Riverside Festival as much as you do, it became unbearable to watch its popularity dwindle over recent years, didn't it?
Oh dear.
So she killed him. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, no one's dead.
No, no. A festival lover would never do such a thing.
Eh? But you said...
It was all an elaborate show, made possible by the mayor's great power and influence. Part of the festival entertainment, if you will. The murdered couple are alive and well, no doubt hidden somewhere inside this very building.
But she's the one who asked for me to investigate the case.
I'm sorry to say, Inspector, that I believe the mayor thought it was a case you wouldn't be able to solve.
Sorry, Inspector.
Well, Katrielle, I see you're quite the entertainer.
It's been an eventful festival, that's for sure. And a successful one, too.
Yes. I'm delighted that my last festival as mayor hasn't been a flop. Thank you, Katrielle.
Are you retiring, Pippa?
Yes, I must. I've abused my position as mayor. I just couldn't bear the thought of the festival my father always took me to being abolished, you see. But I've let everyone down.
I see. Well, I'll be sad to see you go.
Mayor Loweneder, thanks to you, this year's festival enjoyed a record-breaking turnout. There's just one little problem.
We have to arrest you now.
Oh? What problem?
Have a gander at this.
Goodness me, what?
It's a proposal put forward by some of London's youth. They want the same performance you cooked up this year to happen every year, only bigger.
People want to see people disappear in rivers.
They're suggesting calling the old love story thing the Riverside Musical, and they're planning massive participation from youngsters all over the city.
I just don't believe it.
I think London still needs you at the helm, Mayor Loweneder. After all, no one loves this city like you do. And it looks like next year's festival is gonna take some planning.
I mean, she could probably still be the festival organizer without being the mayor.
Oh, Inspector Hastings, I don't know what to say.
The missing couple made an appearance at the Riverside Show of Devotion that evening. They explained everything that had happened. The festival was an unprecedented success, attended by more people than ever before, thanks to the mayor's hard work. So it looks as though the festival will remain as part of one of London's great traditions, as a place where families can gather and make memories together that will last them a lifetime. Save game. Oh, another day with no inquiries. Is London really so crime-free? If you've got nothing to do, why don't you tidy your desk? Looks like a dog's dinner. That mountain of papers and books and goodness knows what else is a disgrace. I've seen worse. I've seen worse at the office, actually. Don't you worry. I have a system. I know exactly where everything is. Oh, Miss Layton, Miss Layton. Goodness, what is it, Ernest? Don't tell me the people of London have finally cottoned onto me. Are they queuing down the street? Oh, I do wish they were, miss, but sadly no. Oh, well, that's a relief. Yeah, it'd be so terrible for business if we actually had some clients. Think about it, Cheryl. If people were queuing up to see me, I'd have no time for my afternoon tea. We need to get you some motivational training. It's not about being motivated. I'm holding back so I'm ready to respond with pep and verve when the situation really demands it. Now then, what was it you wanted, Ernest? Oh, well, don't be surprised, miss, but I've won. A pair of tickets to the exclusive pre-screening of the new film, A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love. Oh, well, that's good for you. So, maybe you want to go together? Not as a work thing? No. Please? It's a Maverick director film. I bet it'll be spiffing. Is he famous or something? Oh yes, he's absolutely the man of the moment in this film industry. He breathed new life into the whole romance genre with his seminal work, Edie, the Extra Hungry Terrestrial, and the Attack of the Munchies. That's a real film. I'm a professor of archaeology. It's got everything. Suspense, drama, animal romance. Really, words just don't do it justice. So what's this new film of his about then? A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love? Oh, it's about love and emotions, and it's packed with the edge-of-your-seat action, and apparently has a real twist at the end. Well, I think I feel overwhelmed already. No, it's a fantastic film. And there are oodles of famous actors in it, and the sets are supposed to be incredible too. I hear they're all made out of wafers. I'm sure you'll love it. Really doesn't sound like my cup of tea, Ernest. Oh. Cheryl, shut up. What would pique Miss Layton's interest? Not you, Ernest, go away. Of course. Well, I see. I've been given a coupon for a free portion of the brand new durian-flavored popcorn. If you're into that. Oh, popcorn, you say? I don't believe it. I'm in! I'd be glad to go with you and try some durian-flavored popcorn. Where's the film showing? When do I get popcorn? Now she's straining on the lead to get there. Previews being shown at the Savoy. What's that? Famous cinema? Rather, the Savoy Theatre is known by film buffs all over the world. It used to be just a run-of-the-mill cinema, but about 10 years ago there was a huge renovation and it was turned into a luxury theatre. Since then, it's attracted all manner of cultural figures and celebrities from London. It's considered the heart of British cinema now. Really? The cinema of choice for London's elite? Now I'm interested. The popcorn at such a famous cinema is surely going to be to die for. But it's the film that's going to be what's exciting. Don't worry about it. Of course, yes, a preview screening. That also could be cool, but durian popcorn. That's what I'm here for. Oh, I've heard there's the lucky winners, like myself, will be there, and like all sorts of VIPs have been invited. Really? Oh, well then I guess I'll have to dress up. As what? I was thinking I'd just go dressed as I am now, actually. Well, not me. I have to make more of an effort. That's what a gentlewoman does. I'll go and change now. Just give me a minute. Well, Miss Layton is starting very soon. Floating dog. How many outfits did you try on? Oh no! I say, miss. Wow. Okay. She did her hair too. What do you think? Do I look silly in this dress? It's amazing what a dress can do. Well, I was at least hoping for a little bit of a reaction. Well, never mind. We better get going. Alright, let's go. It's a pretty cute dress. Ugh, Ernest needs to go walk into the sea. The Stolen Kiss. Here we are. It is grand, isn't it? Gaudy, even. Never been inside it before, actually. I'm a little nervous. It's only a cinema. Yeah, come on. This isn't something to be nervous about. It's not like when I have to add another book to the teetering pile on my desk. Tidy up. Bad dog. Anyway, enough of that. There are a lot of people, aren't there? Have they all won tickets? I expect so. It's almost palpable, isn't it? How everyone's dying for the film to start. Oh look! Isn't that Emiliana? Oh, wonder what that means. Could she be investigating a thing? I haven't noticed any kind of commotion or anything. If there was an incident that would liven things, never mind. Let's just go and get the information from the horse's mouth. New case. I guess we could look at that, but the last one was awfully boring. I don't think the wardrobe lets me mix and match. I'm pretty sure yeah. I just basically get these cards. Which is a little disappointing. Alright, let's see what happened in this. What's the best option? Something troubling you? Just can't think of a really good idea. So hard. Oh dear, yes. Well, you do have a very difficult job, I think. Is it the tax reform? The NHS, maybe? No, it's nothing like that. Well, what's really on my mind at the moment is... Oh dear, don't tell me it's something even more important. I'm afraid it is. Next year's Riverside Festival. Next year's? Yes, I need a really outstanding idea to make the festival the very best ever. I didn't imagine you'd be worrying about that yet. I suppose perhaps it's worth thinking about now. Maybe. It's only a year away, Hessie. And I'm determined to make next year's festival even more successful than this year's. How about this? We could start spreading a rumor about a phantom that appears over the Thames. A restless soul that draws people unwittingly to the river, to their demise. Or a mysterious beast of some kind. A crocodile. Yes, an enormous croc that somehow escaped captivity and slipped into the river. Or the dragon that St. George slayed, magically resurrected. How about that? I could even arrange for someone to dress up in costume and terrify all the festival goers. I think that'd be far too scared. I doubt you'd see me there, Mayor. In fact, you probably wouldn't. Probably. Oh, that's no good then. I'll have to come up with another idea. Isn't there going to be a musical show about the Legend of the Thames next year? That will probably be more than enough entertainment. I mean, I should think it will. Well, maybe anyway. Yes, although that's not something Guildhall would be putting on. I can't let the public outdo me. I need to think of something spectacular. I think I'll spend some time out on the balcony and see if a good idea comes to me there. Well, the success of this year's festival has certainly changed her. Well, almost certainly. She's much less subdued now. Quite a lot less, anyway. I like the new mayor. Yes, I really do. I really do. Gotta convince myself of that. Alright. That was a thing. It's too bad I can't put these things on. Be fantastic. Good evening, Katrielle. What are you doing here? Ernest won tickets to see some film or whatever. I came along for durian popcorn. The question is, what are you doing here? Has there been an incident? No, I've also come to see the film. I do have things outside of work hours that I do. Oh, I didn't realize you were a film buff. Well, I wouldn't describe myself as a buff exactly, but I enjoy the change of pace. Profiling all day demands a huge amount of concentration. The only people here tonight are either involved in the production of VIPs or they won tickets. I presume that means you entered the prize draw as well? So I entered the prize draw, so what? That doesn't make me a film buff. I just entered the draw because I felt like it and happened to win. That's incredible. I mean, it's such a long anticipated release. The competition was fierce. The chances of winning were tiny. I had to enter the draw over 100 times before I won. Well, I entered more than 200. 200? I mean, I was just very lucky, that's all. What? I see, I understand. Yes, it's all very clear now. You put up a pretense about not really liking films, but the truth is you're here for the durian popcorn! What possible evidence do you have to support such a claim? I don't even like popcorn. You still refuse to admit it. It's not true. I'm not gonna stand here and argue with you all night, Katrielle. I'm going in now. Oh yes, so should we. I'll just go get our tickets. Are you having a good evening? This is rather delicate, sir. You see, I'm afraid that dogs are not permitted in the theater. This ticket is only valid for 2 persons. Persons usually pertaining to humans and not to canines. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm so sorry. It never crossed my mind to buy a ticket for you. Or you'd forget your head if it wasn't screwed. Wait, you said you won the tickets. What do you mean, bought a ticket? Also, why did we bring the dog with us? There's nothing we can do about it. You'll just have to wait out here. Sure, I'll just hang out in the street like a stray. Didn't even bring my coat. It's not as if I can go back and wait at the office. These paws can't open no doors. Fine, alright, I'll wait here. Just do me a favor and don't watch all the ending credits. Sure, I mean, I'm only here for popcorn anyway. What doggy deity have I upset to deserve this? I can't believe it's upon us. Maverick Director's latest masterpiece awaits. I'm beside myself with anticipation, Miss Layton. I really am. Ernest. This No Sub for Love film. It's a romance story, isn't it? You've only just worked that out? Well, yes, it is a romance, but it's so much more than that. Actually, you can't pigeonhole Rector's work. It transcends genres. You see, Miss Rector used to direct cult B-movies. He had quite a following of die-hard fans even then. I think it must have been his attention to detail. I mean, really, he was a complete perfectionist. But he somehow never managed to appeal to Joe Public. Then about 10 years ago, he started to move into more mainstream genres, romance stories and so on. That's when he started to become more popular, by appealing to a wider audience. Now he's regarded as one of the greatest directors of our time. His films are always highly anticipated. I must say, I've always thought his films were capital. I've been a huge fan ever since his cult beat movie days. My all-time favorite has to be Wallow, the mud-bathing robot hippo on a mudless post-apocalyptic Earth. I see. So really a fan of Mr. Rector's films, are you? Well, of course, I think he's a fantastic director, but no, I'm more interested in the actors in this film. Oh, you mean Leonardo DiCaprio, the lead? I hear he's ever so popular with the ladies. Well, he's extremely good looking, and an excellent actor, of course. After all the action roles he's played, I'm dying to see what he's like in a love story. Oh, I didn't take you for a lovey-dovey type. How cute. Oh, I didn't mean... I'm not lovey-dovey. Anyway, when you finish teasing me... Look, it seems the VIP guests have arrived. Oh? Suspects.
Hey, look! Wow!
It's the dragons! Well, London's wealthiest would be at an event like this.
Okay. Every one of them looks very well off. Who are they all? You're very poorly informed, Katrielle. Everyone in London knows who they are. They're known as the Dragons. The 7 Dragons of London. 7 dragons. If someone collects them all, do they get a wish? Yes, some of London's healthiest residents. Moguls of media, finance, transport. Between them, they really control the city's economy. Although some of them do come from wealthy families, it's really only in the last 10 years that they've become so well known. Oh, that's a coincidence, isn't it? Oh, not very long then, especially in a historic city like London. True, and of course it's not just people in London watching them. The whole world's eyes are trained on these 7 multi-millionaires. Well, they certainly do sound very influential. You know one of them already. Oh, right, the mayor. She's one of the 7, is she? Oh, we must go and say good day, Miss Layton. Yes, I think there's still time before the film start. Let's go say hello. Good evening. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Oh, well, truth. I'm here for the popcorn. I don't doubt it. Didn't realize you were one of the 7 Dragons of London. Didn't even know that was a thing until now. Oh, well, that's my father's influence, but I don't think of myself as a millionaire. I think of myself as London's mayor, nothing more. And it's a very worthy title. Not everyone here has what it takes to be a mayor in a city like this one. Well, you're too kind, but it's always nice to receive a compliment. Now then, there's someone I'd like to introduce you to. This is a friend of mine. Mr. Phineas. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard all about you. Just dying to meet you. Mr. Baron. Mr. Barnun. Phineas T. Barnun. VIP guest list? That's a good one. He'll be saying I want a ticket next. Oh, so in what capacity are you here then? I was under the impression you either had to win a ticket or be invited especially. Ha, you don't have a clue who I am, do you? Well, I'll tell you. I'll set you in a little puzzle. If you can solve it, I'll tell you who I am. Man, I kind of want to just get some logic puzzles together, and when people try to be like, so tell me about things, and like, solve this puzzle, and then I will tell you whatever. Okay. We have 5 playing cards. Certain number of them are missing a section of the top right, which is the same shape as the corner of a playing card. It's possible to arrange them without fully overlapping them, so that none of them are missing areas visible. Arranged like that, how many cards with missing pieces could there be? What is the maximum number of cards that could have a missing piece? Five playing cards. Section of the top right is missing. Okay. Possible to arrange them without fully overlapping them so that none of the missing areas are visible. It's the maximum number of cards that could have a missing piece. I mean, you just need to rotate one, so you could make it so that none of them... No, wait, if you rotate it... It'd still just be one, right? Five cards, all missing a tiny corner out of the side. You overlap them. How many show the bite. Maximum number of cards that could hit. Wait. It's the maximum number of cards that could have a missing piece. Is this a smart-ass question? Because I feel like it's just asking how many of these cards still have a thing missing out of it. I feel like the answer is going to be like 1 or 5. Arranged like that, how many cards with missing pieces could there be? What's the maximum number of cards that could have a missing piece? I don't know. It still feels like it's gonna... like they're trying to trick you into thinking that it doesn't matter if the things are visible or not. I think it's 5. I'm gonna find out if I'm wrong.
I've seen how to solve this now.
Yep.
Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
It's possible for all 5 cards to have missing sections and be placed so that those sections are not visible. You just need to line up the corners after placing 4 cards. Ah, they were asking what wasn't visible, but sure. Whatever. Hey, I got some garlic soup out of it. They told me you were good at puzzles, and they were right. I'm good at guessing, yeah, sure. Wasn't trying to test you. I just wanted to see it with my own eyes. Big fan of detective work and all that. I hope I didn't disappoint you. On the contrary, we had a deal. Let me tell you all about me. I'm the manager of the Savoy, you see? The Savoy being the greatest darn theater in the West End, bar none. Ha ha ha. I'm the one who puts on the screening. Oh, you mean you own it? So, yes. I hear you blew Pip's little festival plot out of the water. I was wondering what kind of girl you were, and now I see. Mighty fine. E-Block, hey, thanks for that cheer. Here's your prize, I get to talk about myself. Yep. Hope you enjoyed the show. After all, if it tanks, I won't make any money out of it, will I? No, the truth is, I'm really here for the popcorn. Ah, yes, the all-new durian flavor, you mean. You know, I came up with that myself. You keep thinking of new ideas if you want customers to keep coming back, right? I just let Pip try it, as it happens. Not her cup of tea. I see. You're involved in all aspects of the business. How interesting. Well, that popcorn certainly has a unique flavor. Perhaps a little too unique. A good example of effort not necessarily producing results. I'll judge that for myself, I think. Now, point me to the popcorn. It's on sale at the kiosk back there. Show them your coupon and they'll give you a tub. Oh, look, that's old Dudley over by the kiosk there. Madame Doubly, to you. You should introduce yourself. Is she another one of the dragons? Gretchen Deblay. It's a name you do well to remember. A word of advice, never forget the madam. She controls a whooping great empire of business stretching right across the globe. She practically breathes money. They used to say the sun would never set on the British Empire. Well, if that metaphor holds any water at all. Madame Dublé would be the sun. She's the glue that holds us all together. The mother dragon, you could say. Weird. I see. Well, she certainly sounds larger than life. If you want your detective agency to have any chance of success, it would be a wise move to befriend her. I suppose detective work does rely on maintaining good relations with people. I could just say hello while I queue up for my popcorn. While you queue up for your popcorn, You really haven't grasped how important she is, have you? Alright. Save game. And next time we play, we go get durian popcorn. That's gonna do us for today. Next stream is tomorrow, 8 p.m. And we'll be playing Paper Mario. So there's that. Who's streaming right now? Come on, phone. You know, I haven't sent people off to see Cam in a while, and he's playing Magic. So we're gonna go raid Cameron. Kavina, hey, thanks for the cheer. That'll do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Schedule should be regular all week. Saturday might be more of a morning or a daytime stream at least. Still working that out. Figure it out. I don't have to necessarily do a midnight stream on that time, but maybe I will. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take us to the going offline screen. We're gonna go say hi to Cam. He's playing Magic the Gathering. Maybe it's Arena? I can't tell from the thumbnail. Alright, I'll see y'all later. You take care.